Good morning, everybody. Lady Liberty Stacker. It is Monday, June 8th, 2020, and I am breaking in the pan that I traded my subscriber, Brian P. This is a WAPAK Z. I'm going to go ahead and put this on. This has been heating up for about 4 or 5 minutes. It's a thick pan on the bottom. The side walls are thin, but that's what gives it its weight. It's steaming on the bottom now. It's ready to go. Nice and hot. And what I'm going to go ahead and do, I'm kind of breaking it in for me. I gave it just a quick wash down, and we're just going to go ahead and spray in some canola oil cooking spray. And I have some turkey bacon here. And there's not as much fat in this, but I'm still going to go ahead and cook it up. It's got a little bit higher sidewall, so the splatter will be less than maybe a traditional skillet would be. But this is turkey bacon, and we're going to go ahead and get that going. And I'm going to make an omelet in this pan. I've never cooked in it before. And anyway, he should be getting his today, hopefully. Or tomorrow, maybe tomorrow. I don't know. It's just weird sometimes. You send it priority, and it's either 2 or 3 day shipping. So he selected one of the skillets that I had for him, and he picked what he wanted, and I shipped it off to him. So anyhow, we're going to go ahead and get this thing going, and I will be back once I have my fixings for my omelet, and this is more or less done, and we'll go from there. Okay guys, I am back. I think this turkey bacon is going to be as good as it's going to be. I don't want to burn it. It's kind of hard to do turkey bacon in a cast iron skillet. I usually just nuke it in the microwave, but I figured for the sake of propriety and getting this thing going, why not? Now what we're going to do now is I'm just going to go ahead and soften my vegetables for my omelet. And we're going to go ahead and do that for 2 to 3 minutes. And don't really need my tongs anymore, so I'm going to put those aside. I'm going to grab a silicone spatula in here. And I'm going to turn it down just a little bit, because the longer you have cast iron heated up, it retains the heat so well, it'll just get hotter and hotter. You don't want that. You don't want to burn your food or overcook your food, especially when it comes to omelets and things like that. But this is the first time I've used the pan. He had purchased it in excellent used condition. He cleaned it up real good, gave it 1 coat of seasoning. I decided just to keep it that way because it looks so nice. I just gave it a quick wash with some Dawn and water, rinsed it off real good, heated it up on the stove, and I'm cooking in it. So you can definitely do that with pans that have been pre-seasoned, even if they've been restored, if you do purchase online. So I will be back when these are ready to make an omelet. Be right back. Okay guys, we're back. We're ready to add the eggs. I just have a couple of eggs with some soy milk in there to expand it out a little bit. Spatula to get it all out. And we're going to go ahead and just let them set up. And this has a heat ring on it, but it still works well on a glass cooktop, especially if it sets pretty even. And you want to make sure your omelet sets up right when you're making an omelet. And we're just going to go ahead and I can already tell this is nice. I want to make sure to get all the uncooked parts to the outside, and it looks pretty good. And I like my omelets a little. Go ahead and put that over here. I'm going to go ahead and put some melted cheddar cheese in here, shredded cheddar cheese, not melted. It will melt. And want to put a little barbecue sauce. I kind of make my omelets with a kick. Just a little bit in here. Kind of, some people like their eggs with ketchup. I'm not really a ketchup fan, but I do like my barbecue sauce. It gives it an extra kick. Had a college boyfriend that used to cook me omelets and did that, and it was pretty kind of fun. So put a little bit of sour cream in there too. Just something different. You ought to try it sometime. And if you don't like it, at least you tried it. Alright, so we got that in here. And we are going to go ahead and we got our toast, so we want to warm up our toast. We got crispy turkey bacon. Actually, it came out really nice. And we're just going to turn off the burner now. It's warm enough still. And we're going to go ahead and flip it. And it's doing real nice. Whoops. Now all the stuff is falling out, but that's not the pan's fault. Pan does a great job of non-stick. So we are going to go ahead and use our spatula now and get this out. It's going to be tricky because it's a little bit heavier of a pan. But here it is, guys. Whoops. Whoa! There it is. Everything's coming out. Non-stick. Beautiful. Beautiful. The best way to get your cast iron black, guys, is to use it. And it looks like maybe the person he purchased it from maybe had restored it. I'm not sure. But, yeah. So we're going to go ahead and put it over there, and we're going to go ahead and clean it off. And we're ready to eat our breakfast. We have some toast, and it looks delicious. So there it is, guys. Anyway, we're going to add a little pepper to the omelet. Always give it a little extra pizzazz there. And it looks like the skillet did wonderfully. So anyway, thanks, Brian. Thanks, guys, for watching. Leave a comment or question below. Give me a thumb up to keep these videos higher in search so people can see them. And go make it a great day. And an encore. Wasn't quite done yet. Another thing I do, especially when the pan is relatively new to me, is I give it a little mini seasoning and wipe down. I cleaned it in the sink with just hot water and my Scott Brite, you know, they're the green non-abrasive scouring pad. So with hot water, and just made sure all the cooked food was off on the outside of the sidewall and on the inside, and used the same temperature water that the pan was. Pan was still quite warm, so I used very warm water and dried it off. Now it's on the stove, and I set the timer for 4 minutes. It is a little under medium heat right now. So on a scale from 1 to 10, it's probably about 4.5 medium temperature, just to get it warmed up. Set it for 4 minutes, and when the timer goes off, we are going to give it a mini re-seasoning, and I'll show you what that looks like. I've done videos on this in the past, but figure I'll bring it up to date. So I will be back when we're ready to give it a mini re-seasoning. Okay, guys, we're back. Timer went off. So the skillet has warmed up enough where we can apply our seasoning. I'm going to go ahead and put my Lodge grip on the handle and just go ahead and apply 1 coat of seasoning to the bottom, then to the side walls and spouts, and then also to the top rim. And we are going to wipe that off again. That's what you always do when it comes to seasoning. And I'm going to get the handle in just a minute. Handle is usually the last thing to heat on any skillet, so you want to get your main part of the skillet first. And I do like to do the handle because you want it to look the same as the rest of the skillet. So there we are. Now that was the cooking surface, but I always like to do the other side as well. And here it is. We're going to go ahead and do the same thing. We're going to give it a once on and once off. And And this is a little heavier to lift, but thank goodness I don't have much arthritis in my left hand. It's my right hand that seems to I'm affected by that. And here's the handle again. Just make sure to get it coated nice. Wipe it back off. And you don't always have to do this. Once you have several layers of seasoning on a skillet, you don't even have to do this every time you cook. You just basically wash it with the same temperature water that your skillet is at the time you clean it. Dry it off with a towel, either a dish towel or a paper towel. You could do that. And there is the WAPAK Z101C. Great little skillet. Actually, it's not little. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to let it go until it starts to smoke. I'm going to set my timer for 3 minutes this time. And I'll be back to show you what it looks like when it's smoking and what I do. Okay guys, I'm back. And I'm going to go ahead and turn the timer off. And that was about 3 minutes because it was already pretty hot. I don't know if you can see it on the camera. I'm trying to turn it to the side. It is smoking, so when you do this, you just want to do it until the pan smokes. And then what you're going to do is you're going to wipe everything off. I went ahead and wiped off, oops, got something in there. Wiped off the handle so I can actually hold the handle with my handle gripper. And we're going to turn the range off. Looks like I didn't get something out, but I'll get it now. I'll get it now. We're going to go ahead and wipe it down real good. And this is the way it becomes nice and black over time. And we're going to go ahead and do the same thing. I just don't want to put it on my stove top for too long. I don't want to scratch it. So here it is. And there it is, guys. A mini seasoning. If you do this several times after you get a new pan or one that doesn't have that many layers of seasoning on, it'll turn black in no time using it and the proper maintenance and washing it down. All right, guys. Bye for now. I'll be back.